All right, guys, time for a SoFi stock update. I don't think I made one yesterday, so this is the first one of the week. We're going to break down the charts, do an update, and see how it's doing today and how it did yesterday. And later in the video, if we have time, of course, we'll break down the markets, which right now, let me tell you guys, the indexes are not looking good. Everything's in the red, and we have the VIX up around 7%. So jam-packed video today. If y'all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're almost at 30,000 subs, guys. And feel free to follow me on Twitter, guys, or now it's known as X, whatever the heck you want to call it, guys, at StockSurfFest. It's linked down below, or just type in Stas Talk Stocks. You'll find me on there. My account's verified because there's a lot of imposters out there, guys. So with that being said, folks, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So SoFi is down right now about 2.5, actually 2.6% to be exact, as again, the overall markets right now, the indexes are not doing well at all, and pretty much every stock on my watch list except for a couple, they're in the red, right? Everything pretty much is in the red right now, guys. And you can see here SoFi did not do that well yesterday, although it did see a bit of a rally, into close. It pretty much broke even yesterday from my memory. Let me pull up the 5-day chart. Let me see exactly what it did. Yeah, pretty much broke even yesterday. We ended up closing on Friday at about 865. Then yesterday we dumped down to 835. Then we rallied and closed at about 865. So we pretty much, recovered that loss throughout the day, and we broke even. And today, guys, you'll notice, well, it's not looking pretty at all, right? So now that I'm looking at this, after the bell yesterday, we actually did break above 865, which was the closing price from Friday. That was good, right? We got to 875 after the bell yesterday, but that did not last long at all. We pretty much gapped down in the pre-market today, downtrended all pre-market, and then we saw a little spike, a teeny spike into open, at 9:30, which from that point we ended up selling off from 865 at open down to about 838. So we actually got back down to the lows from yesterday at about 838. And then we saw another pump, but notice here, guys, we're failing at lower highs with each of these rallies that we've seen, right? Not the best sign here for the bulls in the short term on SoFi, which is why I believe this could be going to $8, maybe even lower. We'll cover the, the longer term charts here in a second. So in the very short term here on the 5-day, 5-minute, pretty much what's going on here today on the intraday, right? We're making lower highs, and it looks like now we're, arguably going to the lows from the day, and maybe those lows at 838, maybe that point ends up breaking. It's possible, guys. It's not guaranteed, but by the looks of it right now, it kind of looks like SoFi wants to do that. And look at this. Another bearish pattern here, guys. We have the 5-day, 5-minute here. This is a descending triangle, right? You guys see that on the 5-day, 5-minute. So not looking that great overall for SoFi. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world. All it means is in the short term, the bears are in charge. You guys see that on the 5-day, the intraday, the 10-day, you name it, right? 20-day chart probably. Let me pull it up and show you. Yeah, clearly the bears are in charge. We've been taking out the lows from the past couple of weeks. Not the best sign. And if we pull up the 4-hour chart, this will show you we're approaching a very key level. And I believe, there's a chance that we do see that descending triangle play out on the 5-day, which let me pull it up and show you again. And if we do see that play out and we start falling under 840, 835, 830, then we're probably going to start going to the lows from the end of June heading into early July, being about $7.90 to about $8 a share. Let me actually draw this line out to show you guys. And that also happens to be the high from back in the middle, actually the beginning of February. Let me actually draw this line from here to make it easier for you guys to see. So in my opinion, guys, that's where we could be going. If we break 840, 830, and that descending triangle plays out on the smaller time frame, SoFi initially, keyword is initially, could be going to $8, which that's where I'd consider nibbling a little bit. Like I've said, I'd love to buy, SoFi here on this dip in the, mid sevens, lower eights, that's where I'm considering adding my starter position if it comes down to around $8, $7.90, $8. And if it breaks that point, folks, well, I'm going to look to buy more. And where am I going to look to buy more? Well, 730 is another big target here. Let me draw this out to show you guys. Let me actually zoom in and show you this. We failed at that point in the middle of February. So if you all remember, maybe you don't, I'll tell you right now, in February, we had that big run to 825, 830, like I said, a minute ago, right? Then we saw a massive pullback, which makes sense considering how much the stock ran up at that point. And then we started to see these traps, if you will, these little bear market rallies or these pops, and each of these pops, well, failed to get back to the recent high. You guys can see here back in February, again, we hit 830. Then we had a run here to about 730, failed. Then we had another run here to about $697, failed. So these are the points of resistance or support rather right now that I'm looking at, right? So if we fail at 8, we're probably going to fill the gap to 730. Then if 730 were to fail, you guessed it, we're probably going to fill the gap. Keywords probably, nothing's guaranteed, of course, but probably, in my opinion, down to about $7, which this to me right here, guys, let me draw this out. This range, this area right here where the circle's at, that's the accumulation range for me, at least right now on Sofi. I made some money on it on this rally. A lot of us made money. I traded it a bunch, and now I'm looking for re-entry, right? I'm not in it quite yet for a re-entry, but again, in this range right here, between 7, let's just say a broad range of 7, 850. This is the accumulation range for me, and I'd like to buy more, preferably in the $7 range if it gets there. But who knows, guys? Nothing's guaranteed. We don't know exactly where this is going to go. And of course, I'm not telling you guys to go buy. Please do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. Keep that in mind when you're watching these videos, guys. So let's break down the markets quickly. What's going on right now? SPY's down 0.8%, and on this 10-day chart, you guys can see, well, actually, probably at this point on the 20-day chart, we're still holding, well, this downwards channel that we've covered before on this YouTube channel, right? You guys can see we're trading in that still. Nothing's changed. We got rejected in the morning at about 449, 450. Now we're at 440, 450, right? So we're clearly getting rejected and now, selling off on SPY. And I'm assuming it's the same thing on Triple Q. Let me pull it up and see, guys. Triple Q, it's down about 0.5%, so 0.5%. I don't know why I said it like that. But either way, 0.5% down. It looks like, yep, it tried running in the morning. It got rejected at the top of this channel here, right by the 180 SMA. You guys see that? And since that point, we've been selling off. So markets are still in this downtrend. Triple Q, which tracks the NASDAQ 100, and of course, SPY, which is the S&P, they're still in these downtrends, which honestly, guys, if you have a long-term perspective, let's take off our trading hats right now. Let's put on our long-term investing hats. Don't you want to see these indexes go down? I mean, isn't that what you want for your retirement account, for your, just in general, for your long-term investing journey? You want to see indexes come down because you're getting cheaper prices, values that are lower from what they were a couple weeks ago, right? And if you think about it this way, if you change your perspective and think about it like this, okay, lower prices means it's easier to get to retirement, or it'll take shorter to get to retirement. If you reprogram your mind and you think about it like that, you are going to love when the markets are red, when markets go down. Think about, okay, markets are red, we're in a bear market, things are getting worse. Think about, all right, I'm accumulating more shares at a cheaper price. I'm getting, lower average costs. I'm getting closer to retirement because in the next bull run and in the next bull run after that, these shares right now that we're buying, they're going to be way more valuable. And I'm not talking a year from now, 2 years from now. I'm talking decades from now, guys. An amount of time that a lot of people, especially in the investing world, they don't really, they can't comprehend it, right? And that's where real compound interest for the long term occurs. Not in the first couple of years of you buying, but as you continue to buy throughout the different markets, bear markets, bull markets, as you continue to buy, and then, 10 years goes, 20 years, that's when it really starts to compound and build up. And you don't notice it in the first couple of years, but then it really starts to build, and that's when it gets fun, guys. That's when it gets really fun. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe, and do not forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moomoo. Just use that link down below, or simply go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Open up your account and fund it with at least $100. Once you do that, you get 5 stocks right off the bat, and if you fund your account with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. And mind you, each of those could be valued up to $2,000, guys, and it gets even better if you fund your account at least $5,000 on top of those 15 stocks. Listen to this, guys. For a limited time, you also get a free share of either Tesla stock or Expedia stock, which makes this promo an absolute no-brainer. So use that link down below, guys. Get on it. Feel free to check out my Patreon as well. No pressure, but if you want to check it out, it's a great deal. You get access to my private portfolio. You get full transparency into how I'm building that, the buys, the sells, how it's doing over time, and there's a bunch of other perks on Patreon, guys, so get on it down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you later.